Hi there, it's Kerry from the Soap Coach, and I just thought I would pop on and do a quick video on how I design my belly band labels in Canva. So I don't intend to always print my own, but for the moment, until I know which of my new soaps sell well and which don't, I will do. I've got Canva Pro simply because I find it really useful to be able to resize things, and there's quite a few different images and there's lots of bonuses to being able to do things that you can do in Canva Pro that you can't in the free version, but you absolutely do not need a free version. Now, you are looking at my Canva soap label templates folder at the moment, which is where I keep anything I create for me, other people, or whatever. And because I'm quite lazy and I like to make things really easy for myself, I always try to reuse something that I've already created rather than starting from scratch. So this is one of my Soap Coach soap labels, belly bands. Now, I always design all my belly bands so that they can be printed onto an A4 sheet of paper, and they will fit any soap width between about 20 and 36 millimeters wide. So they will fit my normal standard 100 gram soaps, and they will also fit my soap on the ropes. Really because I don't want to have multiple designs. It just gets complicated. So this is one of my standard labels, as I say, and I'm going to convert it into a different label for my new belly bands for my new dog soaps. And I'm literally going to do it as we go along, so I haven't looked at this yet at all. So I'm not quite sure how it's going to pan out, but we will give it a go. Right, so I don't want to reuse this one so that I've lost everything that's on there. So first of all, I'm just going to copy that. So I've got a new one to be working with. And I'm going to rename that one. We will do, it's for my lemongrass and mint. Lemongrass, mint, dog soap. Cigar bands. There we go. So I can find it and I will move it into a folder on its own later. Now, at the moment, this is set up size-wise for everything, and to do this, all I do is make sure I've got my ruler on along the top here. So if you go to File, View Settings, Show Guides and Rulers, you can either have it on or off. I recommend that you do have that on. And to find out what size soap that you to find out what size label you need to begin with, just start off with some white paper, A4 sheet of paper, wrap it around your soap, mark out the lines where you need your image to be in the middle here and where you need your text to be, and then work out how many centimetres that is from either side and make your lines. So I know that as long as I have my text and my image between about 6 and 12, then it will be sat on the front of my soap and I won't have to worry. And the same with this one at the end. As long as it's between about 16 and 21, again, it sits on the end and it will sit on the back of my soap. So just make sure that you've got your figures right. And then all I'm going to do is, if I show you what I've already done. Now, the lovely Dave has already sent over for me my PNGs of my logo, and he's given me 3 different versions, one with the wording on, one with, I know you can't see it very well, it's because it's PNG, one without the circle on and one with the circle on. So just to give you a quick idea, that's what this looks like on there, okay? I'm just going to delete that because I don't want it at the moment. So I need to have a little think about how I'm going to do this. Now, my human soap labels will be greaseproof paper with my logo on, with a belly band round the outside as well. And the dog products will be no greaseproof paper, just the belly band on. So what I'm thinking of doing is having my logo, not that one, in fact, yes, that one. This one is going to be on my human soaps, but on the greaseproof paper. Having it, no it's not, it's this one, sorry. I told you I was doing it on the hoof, literally doing it on the hoof. So what I'm thinking of doing is having it on my belly band instead of on the greaseproof paper, but just scattered across it. Now that's quite dark. I'm going to fade that out a bit so it's not quite so dark. I am going to have white card labels, so that won't change anything. And then all I'm going to do is keep repeating it I think I'm just going to do it randomly, and I'll do it at this angle. I don't want it to be in a completely straight line. And I'm going to repeat that across the whole label. So this is where you need to start putting it in, and Canva very helpfully gives you these little lines to give you an idea of where you need to put it to make it straight. And then once I've got that done, yeah, it's not quite on there. Once I've got that on like that, I think I need to do one more row. Put that in the middle there. That's it, that's straighten up. Is that level? No, I need to move it across. Like that. Move it down to there. It puts these nice right angles in very conveniently for me. Perfect. And then once I've done that, if I want to, I'm not going to put them in the middle there, I'm going to select all of those, copy them, and then drag that across to here. And then take out the ones that I don't want. Oops. I don't really want that one. I definitely don't want that one. I don't want that one. I don't want that one. Now, I might change my mind on this. As I say, I am quite literally just winging it at the moment and doing it on the hoof, as it were. But I'm going to see how that looks. Then I'm going to take off that line and that line because I don't want those. Not quite sure how that line ended up there. Brilliant. Then I'm going to take this out and put in the dog and eye. And I'm going to put in here lemongrass and mint. I'm going to change the fonts in a minute because they're not the right ones for me. Lemongrass and mint. Coconut oil dog soap. Coconut oil dog soap. Oops. And I might change the wording, but for the moment, deep cleaning. Let me change my font at the moment. So this is the font. So my new font is one which is a professional font, and I tried to upload it into Canva and it wouldn't accept it. So PT Sans is the closest I can find to it. So we're going to stick with that. We're not going to get too worried about it. I'm going to change the and mint to that. Minimum weight is 100 grams for my dog soaps. Deep cleaning and high foaming. That there, I'm going to reduce the line spacing. I think that looks a bit better. Coconut oil soap, actually I'm going to put 4 dogs. Dogs. Deep cleaning. Deep cleaning soap for mucky pups. I don't know, because that's not really the sort of language I would use normally. I tell you what, I'm going to take that out of there. Deep cleaning for dogs, that's better. Dog and eye, lemongrass and mint. deep cleaning for dogs. And then that's that. And then here, these ingredients are obviously wrong. So I'm just going to cut and paste what I've got on my website to save me doing it all again. And so with soap for dogs, it doesn't come under the same legislation as human soaps in that you can't get cosmetic assessments for them. The labelling requirements come under CLP rather than the cosmetic assessments. However, for something like soap, the only thing you need to put on there is allergens generally. So I'm just going to have exactly the same type of label as I have for my human products. So actually I've gone above and beyond because you don't need to put all the ingredients on for dog soaps, but I am going to with these ones. Right. So ingredients. And I'm going to, shall I keep that? Oh, let's have it in, not in bold. I'm going to put allergens in bold. Bold. Batch number. And then here I'm going to put, actually because I'm trying to keep things as simple as possible for myself, I'm going to put minimum weight 200/100 grams, and then I can cross out which one it isn't. And then it makes my labels multi-purpose. So I don't have to keep printing out separate ones. Shall I? No, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put my label size on my weight on the back. So we're going to copy. We're going to put this here, and then it doesn't look so ugly, for the sake of a better word, on the front. And there's nothing to say you have to have your weight on the front as long as it's on there somewhere. So minimum weight 200 grams or 100 grams, and then I can cross that out so it looks better on the back than on the front. So I'm going to put instructions for use. So with this, as long as it's clear what the product is for, you don't really need to put instructions on there. However, I have got a bit of space, so I'm going to put a little bit of a line on there. So wet fur thoroughly, because with the bar soap it works much better if you have a really wet coat. Thoroughly rub directly onto coat, lather up well, rinse with water. Lather up. Do not use some. Okay. Wet fur thoroughly. If I've not got a W on the front there. Wet fur thoroughly. Rub directly onto coat. Lather up well. Rinse with water. Perfect. And then we're just going to take that up a line. I've got room for my batch number in there. I've got my instructions on there. I've got my ingredients on there. Allergens on there. Right. Okie dokie. So that's a very basic label. This bit here, this watercolour, I'm going to take that off and I'm going to upload one that Dave has very kindly given me. So he's created these for all of my my products, but I'm not going to use a different colour, or shall I use a different colour one on each soap? Lemongrass and mint. Yeah, I think we will. I'm going to use that on here. Just going to make it a bit bigger. And then I'm going to push that to the back. Brilliant. And I might not leave the watercolour on there, but for now we'll see what it looks like. Shall I make it a bit more transparent? Yeah, that'll do. Perfect. Right, so that's my basic label. Then I'm going to download it as a PNG. Then I am going to re-upload it. Oops. There. Then I'm going to go to, back to here, go to home, go to A4 document, create a design, A4. And again, this just makes it really, really easy for me to print at home. A4, landscape. Now I don't want it as a landscape, and the only way you can turn it around to a portrait in Canva is to resize it, which is great if you've got Pro, because you can do that. If you haven't got Pro, you'll just need to create a new document, but just make sure you've got the numbers the other way round. So with this, that will be 29.7. That will be 21, and I'm just going to resize it. Perfect. So now I've got my portrait document, and this is where the magic happens and how it makes it really easy for me. So I've got my label that I've uploaded in Uploads, which, if I can find it, what have I done with it? There it is, Uploads. So all I'm going to do is put that in here. I'm going to make it bigger until it reaches the edge of the paper. Then I'm going to move that up to the top, and I'm going to copy it and just put that in there, copy, and then it will do it for me. Look. I might just fit one more in. No, I won't fit one more in. So that then means that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 labels on an A4 sheet of paper, which I can print out onto card. So I'll just print it out onto A4 card, and those are my belly bands. So okay, I'm back. So I have printed that out onto an A4 PDF. That is paper at the moment, but obviously when I print them properly, I'll be doing it onto cardstock. And I've guillotined one off already, which I've got here. So I just wanted to show you how it works. This is one of my lemongrass and mint soaps. So I have popped it on there like that, and you can see I've got the logo on the front, sorry, the name on the front, logo around the sides, and then I've got my, if I can hold it, my ingredients on the back there. I think I might just change the colour a little bit. I think the green probably doesn't really go, but I can tweak that later on, and I forgot I need to change the soap coach to the dog and I. But otherwise, that is pretty much done. And then what I can do is do one for each of my different soaps, print loads of them out onto card, and then just guillotine them out ready. And then all I need to do before I use them is just make sure I cross out the right size of soap and write the batch numbers on. And that's it. So for now, that is my solution for my dog soap labels. And then I will do the same again for my human soap belly bands, but I'm going to have the logo, as I say, on the greaseproof wrapping round rather than the belly band itself. So they'll be plain rather than having the logo all the way around. So that will ring the changes between the two different soaps. Okay, I hope you found that really useful. Give me a shout if you've got any questions, pop them in the comments, and yeah, I've got lots of work to get on with now.